Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear brothers and my dear sisters. Welcome back to another Real Talk episode where I'm joined by Imran again.
Assalamu alaikum.
And for those brothers and sisters who are joining us new, this is a show that was made for the non-practicing brothers and sisters so that inshallah you could benefit from the discussions at hand. So if you haven't, go check out the other videos that we have on the playlist. And yeah, today's video, bro, is going to be based on the issue, or rather the statement which people come and say, you're not Allah, don't judge me. Rather, Allah is the one that's going to judge me. So, because
Only God can judge me.
yeah, exactly. Only God can judge me. That kind of statement. When you go to advise someone, they say, bro, thank you, but you're not Allah. Allah's the one that's going to help me in account. I have to just please Allah, not you. And that kind of stuff. So we want to discuss this statement today. So yeah, let's go straight into it, inshallah.
I mean, alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to mention, by the way, brothers and sisters, this is a show which is very short. So that's why we have a 12-minute timer.
When it runs out,
And when it runs out, that's it. Khalas.
So, I mean, what I would say to these brothers and sisters is this. You're saying only God can judge me. I'm saying, does that not scare the hell out of you?
Yeah.
Like, is that something that gives you peace? That only God can judge me? Like, are you ready for Allah to judge you then? Like, you don't want me to tell you, stop drinking. You don't want me to tell you, sister, cover up. You don't want me to tell you, brother, stop hanging around with this girl. You're saying only God can judge me. As if to say, that you're comfortable with Allah judging you when it comes to you drinking. You're comfortable Allah judging you when it comes to the way you dress.
Yeah.
You're comfortable Allah judging you when it comes to the things you do behind closed doors.
Yeah. It's kind of like saying, from a perspective, like, if you can't even handle me saying this to you, how are you going to handle when Allah brings it up?
You have to understand, on the day of judgment, if Allah decides to judge you, because we don't even want Allah to judge us.
Nah, sahih.
What do we say? We make dua, we say, Allah, enter us into Jannah بغير حساب, without even no judgment.
Yeah.
Because if that book opens, we're all sinners, bro. It's game over. And Allah is just. Allah is just.
Yeah.
Allah is merciful, but He's also just.
Most
And
definitely.
part of His justice is that you need to now be punished for the sins that you've done. So I'm saying it's better that you take heed of, the advice that you receive in this life. And it might be as a result of judgment. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Human beings, we judge. I mean, it's wrong to judge. I'm not saying it's good to judge, but we do judge.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's true.
So it's better that you get judged in this life, where a person comes to you giving you sincere advice so you can better yourself,
Yeah.
as opposed to you having to deal with that on the day of judgment.
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, most definitely.
And on top of that, firstly, who even said it's bad to judge? Hadith Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu,
Naam.
who is the greatest man from this ummah after Abu Bakr, of course, excluding the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Umar radiyallahu anhu, he said before, he said before the revelation was coming down, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would clarify things in the Quran.
Yeah, exactly.
But he said now that the revelation doesn't come down and the Quran's not coming down because the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is dead, he said now we judge by the apparent. That doesn't mean that you ridicule someone. It doesn't mean that you think you're better than them. No, I might see a sinner, but wallahi, this sinner is doing something that's so pleasing to Allah that this sinner might actually enter Jannah 100,000 years before me. You see what I'm saying? I might be way in the back of the queue, but he's paced me. I'm not saying I'm better, but the reality is we judge. So like when you see a person from the outside and this person's drinking alcohol and the person is doing this and doing this, it's an indication from the apparent that the person's iman is low and their religion is weak. So the person can advise you, there's nothing wrong. But I'm saying there's a balance, You don't judge to the point where you start getting arrogant, but then you might make a judgment based on what you give advice and you do, and let's be real, some people they give advice and they don't do it in a nice way.
Yeah, no, it's true what you mentioned, innit?
Advice should be done with mercy,
Yeah.
softness, tenderness,
Exactly,
with
definitely.
knowledge, with justice. But I'm just saying, man, this whole concept, get this whole Tupac concept out of your head. Only God can judge me. We don't listen to Tupac. We listen to Allah and His Messenger.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't listen to Tupac and we listen to who?
Allah and
His Messenger and the companions. And this is coming from a person who used to be a big Tupac fan.
Yeah.
I'm saying back in school, we used to get into fights over Biggie and Tupac. If you told me you like Biggie, we're getting into a fight. But let's be real, Islam takes the ignorance away.
Yeah, of
Only
course,
God can
definitely.
judge me. It's bug. And other people will say, there's I think we should make a video on this one time. You know, has heaven got a ghetto?
I never heard of that.
Is heaven a place for G's?
Obviously, your generation.
Sorry. No, it's they say gangster's paradise. No, they ain't no gangster's paradise. Yeah,
yes,
that's another one we need to deal with, inshallah. There ain't no gangster's paradise. Gangsters go hell. Well, like gangsters go hell.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well,
gangsters go Jahannam, bro. Drug dealing, gang banging, all that, you go hell.
You know, this trend, innit, that sort of people get fed with, innit? Like when it comes to listening to these sort of celebrities that come out with such statements. I think the statement "only God can judge me" even came way before Tupac anyways.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like people got it from Tupac.
I think he made it like a sort of trend, like it trended. Like, you know that statement, YOLO,
yeah.
Like that statement, "you only live once," was something that was present before, but
oh really? I didn't know.
It was something that who was that boy? Drake.
I don't know.
Allah knows best, but
I don't know.
Them kind of statements. Either way, we don't even want to talk about these guys. But I wanted to come back to the point of, you know.
But you know, I think it's deep. Like I'm just saying that we were commanded. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us He commanded us to follow the Prophet alayhi salatu wasallam and the companions.
Yeah.
Why don't you come with statements of the companions? Like I'm saying, these are the best people, right? I'm saying these are your celebrities. People tell you say this is what they say. I can stop doing this haram. YOLO, bro. You only live once.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you don't. You live twice. You live twice. You're gonna go your grave, then you're gonna come back out.
Yeah,
Allah created you.
No, of course.
He's gonna bring you back.
Of course.
And then that's gonna be like. So I'm saying it's like, stop following these people. Like these kuffar have mess us up, man.
Yeah.
And honestly, these slogans, they take you hell.
Yeah.
It's being real. It take you hell.
It's true, and some people don't actually realize it, that slogans like that, they may think it doesn't have an effect and it's not such of a big issue. But then when it comes to you and you actually realize, like, rah, do you understand what you're saying? Do you understand this statement and the words that you're uttering?
It's a problem.
And bro, I wanted to come back to the point here of, you know, judging and advising, in it, because it's true that, you know, we judge from what's apparent. But then there's also the case where people become so judgmental towards a person that you know, they don't attract that person towards the religion. They become so enforceful and so like it's like they hate the person.
Yeah.
It's sort of that's how far they go in judging this person. And we always have to remember, you know, we was once in a situation where we wasn't always practicing, you know, we had a jahiliyyah and we wanted, you know, there was a certain way you'd had to talk to someone to, you know, get the message across. And that's what's so important. Like, not just from the side of the people saying, don't judge me, you're not Allah, but also from the side of the people who are trying to give advice to people. You know, it has to be said that, you know, when you're giving advice to someone, that advice has to be given in a way which is, you know,
going to be receptive.
First and foremost, you know your audience. You know the sort of people that you're talking to, how those people will, you know, respond and react to the way that you're talking to. For example, if I now go and talk to my mum and I wanted to advise her, I wouldn't talk to my mum the same way I'm going to talk to my brother, right? I would talk to my mum in a way which is more befitting, you know, to talk to her in.
Of course.
The same way I'd be so harsh with my brother wouldn't be the same way I'd be so harsh with someone who I don't really know.
Because everyone's different.
It's exactly.
True.
So the same way that, you know, people who are getting advice shouldn't really be saying, don't judge me, you're not Allah. The same way the people who are giving advice shouldn't give them a reason to feel like in the first place.
True.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It works both ways. Like, at the end of the day, the person who's receiving the advice, even if they've received it in a bad way, at the end of the day, they should understand that this is the haqq.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you know, Imam Fudayl ibn Iyad rahimahullah, he mentioned that, you know, humility, and we're supposed to be, you know, humble, you know, as believers. He said humility, a sign of humility is that you take the truth from anyone, even if it be the most dumbest and the most rudest, the most filthiest of people. So the point is that someone's come to me and they've told me I've made a mistake. Even if they swear at me and they spit at me, that's him doing wrong. But I can't use that as an excuse now.
Yeah.
Like, for example, say, you know, some sisters, they get treated badly, you know. Another sister might, or a brother might disrespect. I look at the way you dress like a little dirty, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's wrong. No one should ever speak to a sister like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you give da'wah. But then that's not an excuse for the sister to be like, look how rudely he spoke to me. So because of that, I'm just not even going to take on the advice.
Yeah.
You see, what the sister should do is she should take, you know, the truth. and just, the filth, just leave that to the person with advice. That's for the sister. Now, at the same time, the people who give the advice in a bad way, they need to understand also that you're pushing people away.
Yeah, exactly.
Although that sister should not, or that brother who you advise should at the end of the day take it, no matter how bad you are in giving your advice, because advice is advice at the end of the day. But you should be smart enough to know that I'm going to push people away.
Exactly.
I want to push people away. And sadly, the reality of the matter is, Akhi, that, this is the way people are.
Yeah.
People are gentle, they're soft, they're tender. Look at how the Prophet ﷺ was. A man came, and what did he do? Actually urinated in the masjid.
SubhanAllah.
Like, imagine, you actually take a leak in the masjid in front of everyone.
SubhanAllah.
So the Sahaba became angry. They don't want to grab him. And the Prophet said, hold back, leave him. Let him finish. Imagine the Prophet said, let him finish. Let him finish what? Let him finish his leak in the masjid.
Yeah,
The Prophet said, leave it. Why? So as to not make him scared, or, so that his people, so he doesn't, because imagine the guy, he genuinely doesn't know.
Yeah.
If he's urinating in the masjid, he genuinely don't know. So if you're going to attack it, he's going to think, what's going on? I just came to the masjid to take a leak.
Yeah.
And then when the Prophet, what did he say to him? He said to him, there's a pure place. And we don't do that here. There's a place of worship. And the man, his heart became so soft. What did he do?
Came to Islam.
He was already Muslim.
Yeah, well, okay,
But he said, may Allah have mercy on only you, Muhammad, and no one else.
SubhanAllah.
But to show you that his heart became, he was like, these people who are rough and tough with me, Allah, may you not even have mercy to them. Allah have mercy. He became close to the Prophet ﷺ, and he listened to his advice. And we've got many examples like Sahaba. Today we took an example of Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhu. A man came to him in his gathering, and he mentioned a verse, and he was explaining the verse from the Quran wrong. So other companions got angry at him. Sorry, the other students of Jabir got angry at him. And Jabir said, leave him, relax, let him finish. He's shared his opinion, no problem. He made a mistake, let's correct it, but don't get at him.
Yeah.
You got to be soft with the people.
Yeah, some people sometimes are a bit too hasty in jumping the gun.
Yeah.
And just, and by the way, that's a term minute to say that they're too hasty to, grab someone and be like, what are you doing? I feel Allah. That kind of way.
Remember, like some Sahaba, it took them 20 years before they accepted Islam.
Yeah.
I'm saying they were better than you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean wait 20 years till you start practicing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you got to be patient with people. And trust me, it's a lesson I learned. Wallahi, I used to be very rough and tough with people, man. I realised it's not the way, bro.
Yeah.
It's from a place of care and concern.
Of course.
But it's not the way, man. That's not the way.
Nah.
But like I said, it's both ways. Just the same way, you've got a point when you say, even though I'm advising him or her tough, but advice is advice, she should take it. Yes. But you should understand it's harder for them to take it. Because if you just attack the person, the same way I would say to the person who the advice is being received, forget the person. He's an idiot for the way he spoke to you. But the advice is still true. Take it on board.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget this two-pack. Only God can judge.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, what people have to realise is that the judge between us is the messenger and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So when it comes to, this person judging me or that person judging me, if what they're saying is from what Allah said and the messenger said, again, that's it. We hear and we obey and we submit to that. Because realistically, or rather the truth of the matter is that, majority of the time it's just a person trying to run away from, the advice.
Yeah.
Not trying to change themselves, trying to make excuses and whatnot. And at the end of the day, we have to come to the realization that, this is what Allah wanted me to do. This is what the Prophet taught. And I'm just going to submit to that. And that's it,
And if you don't, like I said, Allah definitely will judge.
Yeah, and that judgment is...
But that judgment is, that's what I'm saying. Do you really want that?
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable?
Exactly.
I know that scares the hell out of me, bro. Hell, literally. No pun intended. Because
SubhanAllah.
I ain't trying to go out. So, inshallah, we'll leave it there. That's the end of our show today. Real talk, inshallah. Hopefully, you guys benefit. Go to the playlist section on the YouTube channel and click the playlist section called Real Talk and catch up on the other videos. If you're a person who's non-practicing, please send this round to your friends in your little WhatsApp groups. If you are practicing and you're watching this, send it to your non-practicing friends. Hopefully, if you guys don't watch anything else on the channel, at least you watch this show, which is going to be tailored for you guys, inshallah. With that said, gotta love you and leave you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.